The internet is fake. Don't believe everything you see. There's going to be a few lessons in today's video. Instagram versus reality. Roll the footage.
This woman recently made headlines as the World Cup's hottest fan. Now, this is her Instagram versus the reality. Don't get me wrong, she is super gorgeous, but the discrepancy between her Instagram and these photos is pretty noticeable. Like, this picture has almost 1 million likes, but it looks pretty different from the actual photo that was taken. These kind of edits, especially these small edits, really highlight Instagram's objectification problem.
Don't get me wrong, good looking girl, pretty girl, but obviously nowhere near the standards of the edited pictures. Nowadays you've got apps like Facetune where you can warp your body and even apply makeup to your face. It can give you fake lashes. And here is a prime example of it being used in real time.
None of it's real. It was all an illusion.
It's mad how much you can change your appearance online. I remember back in my day, I'm talking a good 10-15 years ago, when I used to go on dates with girls, there wasn't really such thing as any filters back then. So what you'd see is what you get. But because camera phones weren't as good, often the pictures the girls would take would be very pixelated. So they could still work the angle slightly because the picture would be pixelated and then they'd dim the light in a little bit. They could still get away with being ugly. So I'd go on a date, meet up at Nando's, and I'm like, where is she? There she is, standing right in front of me. I just didn't recognise it. Now the difference is even bigger because of all the apps out there and Photoshop. So if you're on the dating scene, boys, you have to be very careful. When I'm speaking with my mates and one of them comes up to me and says, hey, get on this girl, I'm speaking to this girl, I'm going to go on a date with her, she's proper fit, and then he'll show me a picture of it on Instagram, I always remind them, deduct 3 or 4 points off the rating scale for them. So if on Instagram she's an 8, she's more likely a 4 or 5 in person. Time and time again, mates of mine have went on dates all excited like a little puppy dog, and then after the date you say, how did it go? And it's always the same story. Oh yes, she was alright, didn't look like her pictures though. So this is the dilemma. If you're speaking to a girl on Instagram, then she needs to be a clear 9 or 10 in order for it to look somewhat decent in person. You just don't know these days.
This is what we get in real life. This is what we get on Instagram, and this is what we get in real life. This is what we get on Instagram, and this is what we get in real life.
The top comment was, that last one was criminal. And I'm not saying the girl's ugly, I'm just saying the difference between reality and Instagram is crazy. And what it's doing is it's putting lads off dating. And it's also making girls more insecure. It's this negative feedback loop, and it all stems from the top. All the Kardashians, all the celebrities who all get surgery, Botox, constant face aesthetics and facial adjustments, have professional photographers, BBL butt implants, and the best Photoshop editors in the world.
Public service announcement for young girls. Your favorite celeb probably does Photoshop. Here's a regular picture of Selena Gomez in a bathing suit. And here's what I can do with a Facetune app that's free. This took me 10 seconds. So imagine the resources that your favorite celeb has. So stop comparing.
Let go.
Instagram versus reality, the world is messed up. Here's a question for you. Have you ever been on a date and then the girls turned up and looked nothing like her pictures? Even worse, as she looked slim on the pictures, then turned up and she's really big. Nothing against big people, but listen, you have to advertise what you are. It's like ordering something from wish.com. What you order and what you get are two completely different things. So has this ever happened to you? And how did you deal with it? Comment down below. Okay, boys, if you enjoyed this type of content, hit the like button for me and check out one of my other videos here. I'll see you all tomorrow.